Hello everyone, my name is Shaine Riley and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing a book scavenger hunt to pick the book that I read for this video. So I first seen Ellen Catherine do this challenge, but she got the prompts from Riley Marie on YouTube. And then I've also seen Ella Rose Reads do this. So I was like, I already read 7 books this month. I DNF'd one. I tried to stick with fall fantasy. It's might be a little bit harder just because the prompts give you like something specific and then you have to go off of that prompt. I'm truly hoping that I can stick to like my fall fantasy side of the shelves, but we will see. I am filming with my phone, so I do have the prompts on my PC, but that's about it. We are going to get right into the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hair clips are in. I know I probably look crazy. Also, if you see my pajama pants in the back, it's none of your business besides mine. But my hair clips are in because I still have a bald spot. Because I just got done filming, today's Saturday, I got done filming my last video Friday, yesterday. So I literally had just washed my hair. And I think it was because I like blow dried half of it. The other half I just went to sleep. So I think it just is like dried weird, but it still looks like I have a bald spot. So my hair clips are in. Not happy about that. I'm gonna have to wash my hair after this video because it's really bothering me. Or I could actually just be bald, I have no idea. But the first prompt for this video is picking a book that I read that is a 5-star, and then picking one that is similar to that 5-star that I've also read. So I'm gonna go find that book. The first book that I picked that's a 5-star is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I really liked this. It was actually really enjoyable. I do know that there's, I believe it's called something Honey, Mad Honey, I believe, and I think I've heard people say that it was similar to The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, just a little bit different. So I kind of want to pick that one up because I did enjoy this, but I picked a book similar to this cover, and I read it last year and I did really like it. I don't think I rated it a 5-star, but because it's fall vibes, it's witchy, it was a simple cutesy romance, I definitely really enjoyed it. Paperback's a witch. Black covers, gold writing. To me that's pretty similar. So then the next prompt is picking a book cover similar to this one. So we're gonna have to go find another book that's similar. These are actually really cute side by side. That's besides the point. I couldn't really like find one with a similar cover, so I kind of just did the same like color scheme. Okay, it doesn't really look that good in the sliding. But there's a lot of Hades retellings. I think this is because there's so many, it's kind of like intimidating and I don't want to read about the same character over and over again, just told different ways. But I enjoyed it, it was fine. But to me, like, the covers are both black and then the color schemes are similar. But from this book, we now have to pick, or not pick, from this book we are then going to see the page number and then reverse the page number and then pick a book with that similar page number. So the book is 367 pages, so whoa. Oh. We're gonna reverse that, and that's 763 pages. I'm scared, what the heck? Basically, you don't have very many options to choose from, and the closest I could get was Crescent City, and this is like 800 and something pages, so we're like about 50 pages off, probably. That's pretty close to me, so I'm just gonna pick this one, and then we're gonna pick the next prompt. Next prompt is basically listing the tropes of this book and then finding a book that has similar tropes. Now, I read through the synopsis, and so far it's mentioned murder, cover the mystery of what's going on. So to me, that just like immediately screamed A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. For this prompt, I'm gonna pick A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I know this is fantasy and this is not, but like just reading those two types of small little words, it kind of was like, okay, that's the first thing I thought of. The next prompt was picking a book with a similar color combo. So we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and then I picked this is such a tongue twister, I literally have to look at the book every single time I want to read it, but The Ashed and the Star Cursed King. So I read the first one, I read A Serpent in the Wings at Night, absolutely loved it. That was like my second gothic fantasy. The first one was One Dark Window. I absolutely loved it. The paperback was super cute. I honestly was just too excited once I read that one. This one had came out about the same time that I had finished the first one, and they didn't have paperback, so I just got the hardback. To me, the colors are similar. There's gray, black, it does have brown. It's not red, but they give me the same vibe. So we're picking this book. So the next prompt is reading the first sentence in this book, picking a word from the sentence, and then trying to find a book with that word on it. So rude. So the first sentence is, the king knew in this moment that his greatest love would also be his ruination, and that both would come in the unlikely form of a young human woman. So I guess, what? Ruination. I've never heard that word before. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the word love, because I can guarantee you there's probably so many books that have the word love on the cover on my bookshelf. So let me go and find that. All of Allie Hazelwood's books basically have the word love in it, but I've already read The Love Hypothesis, and then I haven't read Love on the Brain, so I'm just picking this one just because it's different than The Love Hypothesis. So many people have talked about that one. So this is Love on the Brain. The cover is really cute. I really like that it's like the inverse of The Love Hypothesis. But yeah, so let me go see what the next prompt is. I keep having to go back to my PC to look at it because I film with my phone right now, so I can't just like have my phone with me looking at the prompts. So the next prompt is going to the acknowledgements, finding a name in the acknowledgements, and then picking a book from an author with a similar name. So we are going to go see all the names listed. There's Sarah, Sarah, Jess, we have Sarah J. Maas. That's pretty easy though. Elizabeth, Jessica Claire. I loved Go Hex Yourself, and the second one, I haven't read it, is What the Hex. So I'm just gonna go with this book by Jessica Claire. Her full name is listed in the acknowledgements of Love on the Brain, so I'm gonna go with this one. So the next prompt is another pick a book with a similar cover. So we have Go Hex Yourself, and again, I just went off the color scheme because it's kind of hard, like when all these books have like such intricate like little details. So I went with The Clinic. This is a thriller. Very excited to read this. The colors are very similar, so we're just gonna go with this one and see what the next prompt is. Next prompt is adding my birth date and then my month together, and then flipping to that page in the book, and then reading the first sentence and picking a word from that sentence. So my birthday is June 30th, and then the month is 6, so that's 36. So we're just gonna go all the way to page 36 and see what I find. I hope it's something good because this is like the last prompt. Okay, I'm scared. Dr. Lutz is smiling at the police officers in polite confusion. Okay, so I can either pick the, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of books with the in it, but that's like really simple. I don't want to pick officers because I don't think I have any books with like officers. Polite, no. Confusion, no. Okay, I'm gonna go with the word the. This is the last prompt for the video, and I'm deciding between two books. They have similar covers, and they both have the in the name. So it's The Honey Witch and The Spell Shop. So I already know that this one is a sapphic romance between a honey witch and someone who doesn't believe in magic, and this new honey witch is being taught how to be like the next honey witch by her grandmother. Well, this one is basically a little fantasy about this girl who owns like this bookstore, and it's this bookstore with like all these magical spells in it and whatever. But then there's like a revolution that goes on, the bookshop goes up in flames, she has to flee and take as many books as she can carry. This neighbor, I'm guessing, is going to be the love interest, and he's basically just showing up making sure she's like fed and taken care of because she just had to like flee. I'm pretty sure she has like nothing but these books that she took with her, but then she notices that the town has like this bakery, but the bakery doesn't have like any jam. So she goes about making this jam from like an old recipe from like her parents, I think, but I think she uses magic to make the jam or something, and it's kind of just, what is it called, unsanctioned magic, like it's magic that's a little dangerous. Well, I'm guessing she's gonna get herself into some trouble with that, but it seems really, really cute. I think because this is more like fantasy-esque, and this one is, I mean, it's about a witch, but I think I just kind of want to read this, and the edges are sprayed, and that's like stunning. So I think this is going to be my read for this video, and I will check back in once I get a little bit into the book and see how I like it. The last book I read was a thriller, so I think that's why I just wanted to pick a fantasy over like a more witchy book. So yeah, we're gonna get into this, see how I like it, and go from there. Hello everyone. So, little mini check-in. It's been about 3 weeks since I filmed the first clip of the scavenger hunt, and I've only gotten about 50 pages into this book. Nothing wrong with the book, I'm gonna say that. I have just been really busy. I think in my TBR video and in my September wrap-up, I talked a little bit about like me taking courses and stuff. It just took a lot of my time, and I'm still iffy if I want to continue to do those things because I already work full-time, and just starting this channel has definitely made me a lot happier. There's like mental health issues I deal with, which I don't want to talk too much on here about, but it is something that does play a big aspect in my life, and I do go through very heavy moments of like not wanting to read or do anything. But once I started this channel, that's why I was like, I want to start it because it's something that I'm going to enjoy. It's a passion of mine to read. I love being creative and making my thumbnails and editing and adding just, I mean, on TikTok, like adding sounds and all that fun stuff. But even on my TikTok, I haven't really been posting. So it's totally normal, it's life, but I did want to make this channel to hold myself accountable and still read. I also thought it'd be a lot more fun to actually share the books that I'm reading with people so that it feels like I'm doing more than just reading a book and then putting it back on my shelf. Like I really wanted to feel like there was a community that I could be a part of, and I see all the girls that I watch and they're really inspiring, and I just find their videos very calming. So that's why I wanted to start the channel. Sorry if I'm still talking like weird. Still sick. But today is Wednesday. Yesterday I was off. Didn't do much. Wasn't too excited about that because I wanted to at least try to get further into this book. And it's definitely not the book. I'm just either in a reading slump or because I had overly stressed myself out and like worked a lot the past 2 weeks, I kind of just didn't want to read it all. This is a very, very cute book. I want to try to read it a little bit before the meeting, and then I would like to read after. And then tomorrow, I believe, on Spotify, I get released from jail. So I'd be able to listen on there, hopefully. If I am not able to, I don't want to buy this book because it's not on Kindle Unlimited, which I don't normally read on my Kindle. Do I have it because I like it? Yes. I do want to start reading on my Kindle. Just to, I feel like if I change things up, it's going to make me feel better just about having variety. But I tried to look it up on here. I would have to pay for it again. I'm not someone that, like, once I buy the physical copy, I, like, definitely just want to read the physical because, I mean, probably if I made a lot more money, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I don't care to buy it on, like, Kindle, it's fine, because I could have either or. Or if I read something on Kindle, I'm going to want to buy the physical copy. Like, I read Haunting Adeline. I wanted to buy the physical copy, but because I'm like, I already bought a Kindle one. Like, that was the first book I read, so, like, obviously the Kindle was way more than the actual book. But that was, like, the first book I read, so, like, my brain associated that with, like, making a purchase, so, like, I didn't end up making the Haunting Adeline purchase. Anywhoosie. I think this is my issue right now. I do want to read on my Kindle, but my brain's like, you know what? Just try to finish this book, and then one of the books on your actual TBR cart, you'll most likely find on Kindle, so you can read it on there. So today was just a little check-in. So far, where I've gotten into this book, she's fled the area that she's needed to leave for safety. There's this little talking plant. It's called a spider plant or something. It sounds really gross, but like how I'm imagining this plant to be, it's just like really cute in my brain. Like he's very like funny and talkative. The banter between her and like her plant friend is hilarious. Haven't gotten to much else in the book. She's like a blue character, but like they talk about like humans and stuff, so I think there might be humans in the world, or like they just refer to each other as like humans, or like, oh, that human, or I don't really know. But the main girl, she's like blue and she has like blue hair, and then there's like mare horses, like half creature half horse, because I don't think it's a person horse, or like seahorse, whatever. There's like half horse half mermaid type of deal. So the book is very magical, like very, very cute. When I've read it, it's not that I've been uninterested in it, I'm just having a really hard time focusing to be able to read. So that's why I was like, maybe I can like switch up and use my Kindle, but I can't use my Kindle because I don't want to buy the book again. So I brought Coke and ice. I'm just gonna start to drink this, read a little bit. 4:45, so my meeting's at 6. It's gonna go till 7. I just, not that I regret joining the classes, because I do think it inspired me to still, like, it's about insurance stuff, so like save money, better myself, better plan and everything. But like when I think about that stuff and then already working, like I'm gonna have that, I'm only gonna be able to read for a little bit if I want to, because I'm in a reading slump. And then tomorrow I work from 6 to 2 because we're like, I'm a visual merchandiser, so like we have floor set in the morning to like fix something, which is amazing. I get off at 2, but then I have a meeting again, which might be my last meeting. I actually am thinking I just need a break. I want to focus on just work and then fun stuff, my channel that, you know, brought me a lot of excitement to start it, happiness, and I'm just trying to hold on to that because obviously I don't want to not be happy. So I know I went on a little rant and I'm only reading one book for this video, but it is important to update you guys. Obviously I'm a human and go through human things, so I'm just gonna drink my Coke, read, try to, and maybe if I get a good amount through tonight I'll update you. If not, there'll be an update tomorrow, and I will see you guys when I have a better update for the amount of pages that I've read, because 50 on the dot, it ain't doing it. Hello everyone. I did not know when the last time I had updated everyone. The reasoning why my filming has been odd is because I'm barely getting back into like reading again. I just uploaded my video for the 3 books that I read. I now have an update for this. How many pages am I actually? I'm at 150 pages. This was different than what I expected, but not in a bad way. I don't even know what I was expecting, because now this is probably going on like 4 or 5 weeks since I filmed the intro to this video. I've gotten to the part where they've settled into where they're at because they had to flee. They're kind of like the city-esque area. I believe the island that they're on is called Catalay, or the way that my brain pronounces it is different than how I'm gonna pronounce it, but they basically, there's this talking plant called Chaz, which is super cute. He's actually hilarious. But then Kalia, I believe, is the main character's name. I think that's how you pronounce it. She grew up on this island, and then her parents, when she was young, she has memories being on the island, like when she was a kid, but also while she was a kid, they had moved towards the city, and so, you know, everyone on the island kind of just like was self-sufficient and stuff. So when they went to the city, I think they wanted better for her, but obviously that can be, you know, different perspectives for people. So she's lived in the city basically her whole life, and her parents died when she was younger. Now she's a librarian. And then that's how she met the talking plant, is because there's like sorcerers and stuff where they use magic spell books, but they're the only ones that can practice magic. Everyone else is like not allowed. You know, you can be charged for it, or like they'll turn you into like a tree or something like crazy. So no one really practices, but she, you know, she works in a library. She has a lot of respect for books and, you know, studying all these things, and she like is like, I have to guard these books, like the spellcraft books, because no one else can have them. Well, the city's going through like a lot of, I guess you could say, political issues. There's a lot of disagreements and things that are going on. It's really crazy. And there was kind of like a rebellion against the city, so, you know, people were lighting things on fire. They ended up setting the library that she worked at on fire, and she actually would like sleep in it because like the library is huge. I think it's called the Great Library, and she was assigned to a certain section, and, you know, that was her only section. She lived there. She didn't have any friends. She doesn't like talking to people. She doesn't even really talk to people. The only time, you know, she talked to someone is if like a sorcerer or a teacher or something like asked for a certain book, and then she'd like help them find it and like recommend them certain things. But she really only had Chaz, the talking plant, which he turned into a talking plant because a sorcerer did a spell wrong. If you hear my cat meowing, she just is carrying socks around. But they did a spell wrong, and he's a spider plant, which sounds really nasty. I don't even know what a spider plant looks like, but he sounds really cute, like how they're describing him in the book. He doesn't have eyes or anything, but he just like walks around on his little leaves and stuff, and he's called Chaz, and he ended up finding Kalia. I'm just gonna say K, because I don't know really how to pronounce her name if I'm just like being crazy. But so they ended up having to flee. They took as many books as they could. They went into a boat. I think they stole the boat because the library was on fire. And she was really, I think that's when she was really in shock, because she never thought people would do that to the library, of all things, because it has so much history, there's so much knowledge to be learned from there, and there's obviously so many spell books that are like really important. She didn't think that people would do that, but people don't care about books as much as she does and how she appreciates things. So she flees with Chaz, and the only place she knows to go is her original like homeland. So she ends up getting there, and she's hoping that no one has moved into her, you know, their old house, and that it's just abandoned. And she's right. The first night they get there, she wakes up to her well, she finds out it's a neighbor. Laren is his name, or Larian, one of the two. We'll call him L. And he is just kind of like, who are you? And she obviously gets scared because she's like, what are you doing in my house? And he's like, you know, he figures out it was her parents' house, and he was like, oh, I remember you, like, when you were little, because they're around the same age now. So that's the part I got to. I've progressed a little bit more to where they started making jam, and I was a little bit intrigued because the book is called The Spell Shop, and I totally forgot, like, what I had read about the synopsis about, like, magic and stuff. So I was like, wait, how are they gonna tie in, like, spells and stuff to, like, her moving to this island? And I thought it was just gonna be, like, a love story, but she's trying to make money, so that's why she wants to start making jam. And they turn like a part of the house, the cottage, the front part, into a jam, or like jam store place thing, pastry shop, or not pastry, they don't make pastries, just jam. And they're gonna sell it to make money, and in the back of it is where they live, but they're also just gonna have their books stored and stuff, and practice like magic remedies to help the island. Because one thing is, with this island, there would be a certain amount of sorcerers to come and like enrich the soil, or like stop the rain, or start the rain, or calm the waters, just because in this world there's really bad weather right now on the island, and it's because there's certain magic in certain areas that is like getting misused, or like the magic is like unbalanced. In certain areas it'll be really calm because the magic in there is not prominent, but then other times when magic is unbalanced, that's when they have the crazy storms, it's not safe, the water, you know, crashes, and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's really interesting. So she kind of is trying to help the island without letting them know she's using magic, because it's against the rules. Or I'm pretty sure people on the island wouldn't really care, but you might have someone that's like, oh, someone's practicing magic, and they call, I don't know, the Supreme Court of Sorcerers, and, you know, they could like reprimand her or something. So she just doesn't want anyone to know what she's doing, like what, you know, her and Chaz plan to do, but they just really want to save the island and help all the trees and everything grow again. So that's where I'm at. The book is really sweet. Her and Chaz's relationship is really, really cute. He's hilarious. He's really worried because when they first were gonna get to the island, he was like, are there goats or any animals that are gonna eat plants? And she's like, no, I don't think so. And then there's a part like when they're gonna go into the water, and there's like these mare horses things, like half horse, half mermaid, and he's like, do they eat plants? Would they eat me? And she's like, no, they're not gonna eat you. So he's just really cute. He's really funny, but then he's worried about like getting eaten by multiple things because they live on an island. But yeah, I love the story. I'm 150 pages in, and I think it's almost a 400-page book. Yeah, 374 pages. So I'm gonna try to get through a good chunk of it tonight, and hopefully finish the last bit of it tomorrow so that I could edit the video, and then it will go up on Tuesday. Hello everyone, I have a mini little update. I've progressed in the book a little bit more. I'm on page 280. I have a little bit less than 100 pages left. Got to the part of the book where she like built the spell shop, jam shop place. Basically after that happened, the town was kind of quiet for a bit. She was just doing her own thing, testing on plants to see, you know, what else she could do. She ended up making a creature like Chaz. Chaz was an experiment gone wrong, or a spell gone wrong, and it turned the plant into like an actual being where like he can understand material, understand words, he can read everything. He's very, very smart, intelligent, he can talk. He just doesn't have eyes, but he can see, which is odd. Anyways, so Chaz, that's how Chaz was created, by someone who did a spell wrong. Basically, also I found out whenever spells go wrong, I found out that usually, like, when it turns things into beings, they get rid of the creature, which is really sad. They, like, kill it or something. I think they also kind of prohibit the sorcerer from, like, doing stuff like that again, because obviously they're just kind of, like, doing crazy things. But, like, these sorcerers experiment to, like, make spells to, like, help people and whatever. But trying to think. She ended up creating a creature called Meep. Meep. M-E-E-E. Wait. M-E-E-P. Meep. Super cute. Meep is like a cactus who actually doesn't talk. He only says Meep. But Chaz can communicate to him in whatever plant language. He just understands him. There was this chick. There was a storm that was happening, and she got, like, washed up on shore. There was, like, a boat, and Kay, because Kyla, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and Lauren, whatever. Well, he ended up saving the girl. Turns out, instead of the girl just being like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, like, you know, was fleeing, because she was fleeing the place that Kay fled, Kay and Chaz, when they were leaving the inner city because of the revolution and stuff. Well, it turns out she was, like, the people that uphold the laws of sorcery and magic and whatever, people aren't allowed to practice unless they're sorcerers, which I'm pretty sure you have to go to school for and whatnot. But this island used to function by themselves without sorcerers coming and doing it. They would just rely on, like, old spell work and just taking care of themselves. But then the magic system kind of put in a place of, like, hey, we don't want regular people doing this, because they didn't want the people to be powerful. They wanted them to be weak, not know what to do, not know about magic, not know how to help themselves. And while this revolution was going on, I think genuinely they forgot about these people on this island, because the sorcerers were, like, pulled away from it, because I'm pretty sure they needed help in the city. And then they just kind of, you know, for months or maybe even years, the island has slowly been, like, either decaying, the trees are dying, the food is getting, you know, there's food shortage, like, with fish and everything, because they would just rely on the island. Like, they were perfectly functioning and stuff. So they have, like, little farms and cottages. So it's really sad. But this chick is, like, a police officer, basically, for, like, spells and whatnot. And she's like, I know that there's magic here. Why can't you just appreciate that these people saved you? She was literally dead in her boat. Well, maybe not dead, but she was really sick in her boat. She wouldn't have made it if Lauren didn't save her. Just leave. They saved her life. Be gone. Oh, love interest. Lauren, their relationship is progressing. You now know that they both like each other, and he wants her to stay on the island, but Kay kind of wants to leave because she's afraid of getting discovered by this enforcer chick. So I'm at the part where we're gonna see what happens if she gets caught, if the lady kind of is, like, lenient, or if she just doesn't find out who it is and she has to leave, or if, you know, she falls into the water and dies. I don't know. I hope that's the case, because she's really annoying. My rating so far, I think, would be a 3.5. It is very enjoyable. It's super easy to understand. But yeah, that's it. That's my update, and I will see you when I get done with the book officially and my final thoughts. I just finished the spell shop, and I'm a little sad it took me this long to, like, finish it. It was just really wholesome and sweet. Like, the community of the island, the people on the island, all the different creatures, it was just really cute and beautiful, and I, like, vividly, like, picture it in my head. Like, it was very, like, colorful. It reminded me more so of, like, springtime. Like, if I read this in the springtime, I would be, like, really, really happy. But it was still, like, a cozy feeling book. Like, the community was just really, really strong and helpful with each other. I know the spell shop, like, it seems more, like, witchy and magical, kind of like the Honey Witch. Well, I actually haven't read the Honey Witch, but, like, the Honey Witch seems more like witchy. That's what I thought it was. But these people are, like, sorcerers. It's just magic that was forbidden, but, you know, with the revolution going on in the book, there's a little bit ups and downs. People don't know if laws are going to change or not. There's people coming to the island asking a bunch of questions, and you're a little bit afraid for the main character, if she's going to get arrested or taken away back to where she fled. But it was a really, really cute story. The little mare horses or whatever, they're all half horse, half mermaid, and the actual mermaids were so cute. Like, that was probably one of the main animals in the book that was like always mentioned, was the mermaids and then this mare horses. So it was just really fun to read about. I love mermaids. Like, I remember when Pirates of the Caribbean came out and it was like the mermaid one, I was obsessed. I love mermaids. The main character, she was really, really sweet. She's such a kind soul. She wants to help people constantly. Chaz was really, really funny. And then the cactus that she turned into like a living being, it's called Meep. He was really, really cute. And they can understand him now, like when he just says Meep. It's kind of like when Groot says Groot, like they just understand him. I'm happy with how it ended. My rating is a strong 4 for sure. There were sad parts in the book, but it like came to like happy moments because of it. It's just about people's past, but then, you know, their futures are becoming better and a lot brighter, and there's, you know, more people involved. So it was just really, really sweet. I'm not gonna rate this a 3 because a 3 is like, it was enjoyable, but it was super simple. This felt a little bit more magical, higher stakes, a little bit more higher stakes, and just sweet. It felt so wholesome. Like, you know when you want to cry happy tears, but then like I'm like, no, don't cry, Shaine. Like, it's fine. Like, happy ending, just be happy, don't cry over it. But yeah, I think my only thing is I wish I would have read this faster. That's all I have to say. That concludes this video, thankfully. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Next prompt is another... I swear, this man's horn keeps going off as soon as I want to talk, and it's so rude.